So click through on that comment. I recorded a video last night. I think I titled it on the screen, "This Was Never Supposed to Happen." And I expanded on that a little bit at the end of another video this morning, but it was at the end of the video, so I'm sure nobody saw that because it was at the end of the video. I think what has been so rattling and unmooring for MAGA and for the right with regard to the killing, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, is that, yeah, this was political violence. This country has a very, very long history of political violence going back 400 years. Political violence is what built this country. But it's usually perpetrated by the right. The right is not typically on the receiving end of political violence. Certainly not like this. I mean, this was a sniper shot assassination. And, you know, if you believe the right, you know, nobody on the left owns guns and nobody on the left knows how to use guns. And I mean, again, it's like, I'm not trying to make light of this killing of Charlie Kirk, but when you think politically motivated gun violence in the United States, you think of the right, period. I mean, they have fetishized their guns and they have fetishized the Second Amendment to such a degree that there are a lot of the kind of Second Amendment crowd on the right, you know, with "We the People" tattooed on their forearms. They have made their guns and gun rights and fighting against tyranny their entire identity. And for the right to be on the receiving end of this particular kind of political violence is extremely atypical. And that because guns are their calling card. Guns are their identity. You know, not the left. And I think that this just really completely shook the foundations of so many people on the right, because, well, and plus it's like they've been demonizing the left ever since this shot was fired. The shooter's a 22-year-old straight cisgendered white man from Utah, a state that Donald Trump won 3 times. He was raised by conservative Mormon parents, Trump voters. He did not have blue hair. He did not have a septum ring. I've not seen tattoos on him. I have not seen a photo of him with painted fingernails or wearing a dress or wearing jewelry. He was not trans. I've seen no indication that he's a member of the LGBTQ community at all. I mean, he was one of their own. He was one of their own. So it's like, on the one hand, it's just so remarkably typical that the shooter turned out to be a 22-year-old straight white guy, because that's what these kinds of shooters are. They're just young white guys, over and over and over and over and over again. Just like the school shooter in Colorado that happened shortly after Charlie Kirk was shot. 2 kids are still in critical condition, and that shooter's dead. It's like on the one hand, it's just so completely typical who the shooter turned out to be. But in political terms, for people on the right, it has completely wrecked their foundations entirely, because the right is not usually on the receiving end of this kind of political violence. The right is usually the perpetrators of this kind of political violence, and it's making their brains glitch.